Welcome to Jacket Talk on LEB TV.
What's up, Jacket Nation? We're back with another episode of Jacket Talk. I'm Levi, and of course, Scout is here with me. It's been another wild week for our Yellow Jackets, and we've got all the latest for you.
Yeah, no doubt. Let's start off with soccer. The boys had a rough start this week, dropping a couple of tough COC matchups against Waynesville and Kickapoo. But hey, they bounced back in a big way on Monday, taking down Fairgrove 4-1.
Shout out to senior Noah Anderson. My guy netted a hat trick to lead the team. The boys will be back in action this Thursday at home against Dixon. And get this, senior night is Monday at home against Marshfield. Let's pack the stands and show some love.
Absolutely. And speaking of big wins, let's talk football. The Jackets picked up another Central Ozark Conference win, this time against Glendale. Jax Glendinning ran all over them with 200 rushing yards, and Brody Shoemaker and Evan Ogle had big nights at receiver.
Yeah, Brody was even named Player of the Week. And now we're gearing up for Waynesville this Friday to close out the regular season. Oh, and it's senior night, so you know the energy is going to be insane.
Congrats to Morgan Durbin and Jax Glendinning, who not only crushed it on the field and on the court, but also in their crowns.
They're royalty now.
No big deal.
But hey, the Lebanon Marching Band had been royally cleaning up too. In the finals competition, they took home third place overall in the sweepstakes trophy for the best combined parade and field band.
That's right, and they also snagged best horn line, best drum major, and first place in Class D. I mean, can these guys be stopped?
Not at all. Now let's give a quick shout out to Olivia Magruder. She's representing Lebanon in the state tennis tournament this week. Go get them, Olivia.
And over in our cross country, our runners crushed it in the COC championship meet on Saturday. Abigail Tagg took second place and Jordan Eastburn placed 15th, earning all conference honors. Plus, tons of other personal bests. We're set. This team's on fire.
Lastly, volleyball. The ladies had a 3-set victory at home on senior night. And now they're heading to Willard tonight to take on Glendale in districts play. You know they're ready to keep that winning streak alive.
Man, it's just win after win around here. But you know who's not winning? Me. Because once again, Levi didn't get his tacos from Mel's on Madison.
I didn't get any tacos. But the linemen we interviewed, yeah, they got them. Just another week of being tacoless.
Sad, man. Real sad. Maybe next week, Levi. Anyway, let's send it over to Kevin and Ramsey at Buzzcuts Barbershop. They're talking with Coach Christian, Mr. Stewart, and 3 members of the Lebanon Marching Band.
Yeah, let's see what they've got going on at Buzzcuts. I wonder if Jason can cut people with mammoth-sized heads.
Shout out Ramsey Stewart.
My name is Jaisha Connor, owner and nurse practitioner here at Ginger Wellness. I believe that sometimes healthcare does too much, and I believe that's where wellness centers can really bridge that gap and really give people some confidence in natural ways, healthier ways, to really improve quality of life and to get healthy.
We want to feel better and live better lives. It's not about quantity, it's a lot about quality of your life.
Ginger Wellness is where I went to get my quality of life back.
Jacket Talk overtime as Coach C joins us, Lebanon and Waynesville this Friday night for senior night at Jacket Stadium. Coach, week number 9, here we go. It is flown right on by, and the Jackets are playing good football right now.
It really flies by, sure does. We always impart in our kids, especially our seniors, don't blink. The season is extremely fast, and even though the grind can be difficult sometimes, you want to embrace every day because won't be too long they'll be old like me, wishing they could get back out there and do it again. So we're really excited about our group right now. We are playing much better football. I really credit our kids, especially our seniors, for providing us great leadership through certainly some early season adversity, but adversity that I think created a lot of growth that honestly our program needed. And we're just really excited about, this next phase. We want to finish the right way here. This is a big Eastern Division game, and it's big for district seeding purposes. So we want to finish this thing the right way and then go into the new season.
Can you kind of put into context just how far this football team has come from August 31st through last Friday?
Yeah, I think they've come a long ways. I mean, obviously you've been a part of it. I mean, you can see the visible growth. Oftentimes adversity is what is necessary in order for you really to really grasp a hold of some of the things that you need to do to get better at. And I think that our entire group, our coaching staff to our kids have done a great job with that. Every area, I feel like there has been positive growth and improvement. You can see it in really, tangible video area where, we're playing the game better. And we've got to continue to improve, though. I mean, we certainly still, I don't believe we've arrived. I don't believe we've played our best football yet, which is a good sign. And we can continue to get better. I mean, you could see it Friday against a Glendale team that I know that their record is not probably what they want it to be, but a talented team, Kevin, as you could see. A lot of weapons and a lot of physical talent out there, and we had to earn it. And there was some things in all three of the phases which we can get better from. So we're really honing in on those things and getting ready for a much different look than we've seen for really several weeks. Waynesville, at least in their base structure, they're going to line up in a single wing attack and come at you, which we haven't faced that. And so, that we've got to get ourselves ready for that.
Let's play the what-if scenario. You win over Glendale 49-28 last Friday. Say, for instance, they're your week number 1 opponent, and they've got a new coaching staff and a new philosophy, and you're trying to get your team put together and get them off and running. What would a preparation scenario been like getting ready for Glendale in week number 1 compared to week number 8?
Well, that's a great question. And anytime that we play a new coach, what we do is we go back and look at their previous job, and that's where we build our game plan when it's a week 1 setting. So we would have went back to Frank in his time at Willard, and then his offensive coordinator that he named, and that helps too, Joel Heyman. We would have looked at what he has done, and that's where we would have built our plan. And honestly, we probably would have been fairly close, because that, for the most part, is what they've been. It's a lot of Joel Heyman and then a lot of Frank, and certainly not the Coach Mock's system that they had before. They still run a little bit of empty. They obviously still throw the football well. But it's a lot different. And so that's where we would have built the plan. Defensively, Richard Rehagen is their defensive coordinator. He does a great job. Former Nixa head coach. And so we would have had a lot of footage, not only from the year before, but in his past, to build a plan there.
Mm-hmm. Well, you get off to a good start early in the football game. Now, they run with a single setback by the quarterback, but they didn't run the football that much on Friday night. Did that surprise you or no?
It did, based on what we'd seen for several weeks. I mean, they really committed to number 9. He's a talented running back, and 17 runs football well. So, we anticipated more balance than what we saw. Now, they've thrown the football all year, but we anticipated more balance. But I think that they did a really good job. You got to tip your cap to Joel Heyman, their offensive coordinator. He assessed what we are. And as Bill Belichick talks about the art of war, right? And that is you want to come in and attack your opponent's weakness. And that's not necessarily that we're weak in the back half or weak against the pass. I'm not saying that. However, what is our strength? Defending the run and thus running the football, right? I mean, there's kind of a marriage of what we are and our identity. And so if you're coming in and playing us, you probably are going to come in and throw the football more, just because of the fact that, of what our identity is and what our strengths are. And so they did a good job, and they attacked us. Now, I will tell you that I think that we're capable of performing maybe a little bit better at times than we did, but we also made some stops. So I don't want to paint a picture that defensively we were bad. We weren't. We gave up a couple of big plays that we'd like to have back, Kevin. But if you take those couple of big plays away, we played pretty solid defense against them on the night. But 2 big plays can certainly make it look not so good, right?
Right.
And that certainly was the case, and we got to do better there. And a lot of that is just having a little bit better understanding of execution of our coverages against certain things, and then also getting to the quarterback maybe a little bit better too. Maybe dialing up a little bit more with some of our pressure stuff to make sure that we get home and pressure the quarterback.
But you rushed only 3 most of the night, correct?
A good chunk of the night. Now, we did blitz a lot if you go back and analyze. So, honestly, I would say 75% we were bringing 4. One of them was from the linebacker level. But it wasn't as effective as what we would have liked. Didn't feel like that we got to the quarterback quite enough. And, the hindsight thing, 2020, right? We probably needed to do a little bit more within the pressure scheme to help us on the back half.
Yeah, and they completed a couple of balls deep to the middle portion of the field during that football game that allowed a couple of touchdowns.
They did, and it's a marriage deal. One, we had some coverage problems, but two, we needed to get more pressure on the quarterback. So, but with that, I mean, good for us, right? I mean, we were able to get out of that ball game with a plus 13 win in districts, and or for the district seeding purposes, and be able to make some improvements in that realm of our team.
Well, they have a good quarterback in Cash Newberry, but your guy, Beckett York, was outstanding on Friday night. 8 of 8 for 145 and a touchdown. Can't get much better than that. And he controlled and ran the offense very well.
He is just growing up before our eyes, Kevin. And, I kind of joke around, but he's a junior now. You got 8 starts under your belt as a sophomore. You're on the verge of entering into new territory, and he really showed that Friday with a lot of poise, some pressure early in the game, and he made some big throws. Brody Shoemaker made some nice catches along with Evan Ogle and Braden LaMontagne also, who had to come in at slot to help us out there. And so I thought that Beckett is just getting better and better and better. And I'm not surprised, because I talked about from the very beginning his poise, his charisma, his moxie, and he's a good football player and a very talented young man. He's not as physically ready as what you want, because of the fact that he's a sophomore puppy, right? But man alive, is he a great player, and he is continuing to improve every single day, and the future is so bright for that young man.
And he's obviously garnered the respect from a leadership aspect of the upperclassmen on your football team.
He has. I think I mentioned in your last show quite a bit, Kevin, that I credit our seniors for really embracing him. Because, it doesn't always go that way sometimes. Sometimes you get a quarterback that's a sophomore that has, to step in a difficult role, maybe even a junior, and they're not always going to be accepted in that realm. And our seniors did a great job of saying, hey, we need to rally behind this guy, and they've done a great job. And I credit Beckett, too, because Beckett has been very humble. He hasn't stepped in and said, get out of the way, this is my team. He stepped in and said, hey, I'm going to do whatever I need to do to help our football team be successful and get better every day, and just put his head down and go to work. And I think that he won the respect of our upperclassmen by doing that. We still got to get all 11 parts on the same sheet of music. A little segue to our next guest today. And we're not there, but we're getting closer. And if we do, I think we will be very, very relevant in our district.
Going to be senior night. It's kind of a small senior class, but their importance can't be understated, can it?
No, it can't. A group that's been a part of a lot of winning, and a group that's been a part of, taking the leadership realm in this new adventure. And in just a plethora of adversity this year. Really proud of our seniors. There's 11 of them, but they are a group that's just done a great job of jumping on the front of the boat and keeping it afloat and moving us in the right direction. And I think that also they're going to guide us here in a special run as we finish our season.
Can't skip over what happens on Friday, though. Senior night, Waynesville Tigers are in. Kyle Barkley and the Tigers, they're looking for their first victory, so you're going to be facing a hungry opponent and got the old single wing to contend with, don't you?
We do, and we certainly have to match that hunger, and I think we will, because we've got a lot on the line. The district seeding is critical. We got to take care of business. So I think there'll be a real sense of urgency from our team, and it's a rival. So our mindset is 0-0. We want to be 1-0, and we're going to come out and play and play with a lot of intensity and desire. Single wing isn't easy. You got to be very disciplined and physical. Obviously, I like our football team in both of those realms. So we'll have a great week of prep, and then, of course, continue to grow on the other side of the football and take care of business on the offensive side.
Coach, appreciate it. We'll see you Friday.
All right, sir. Appreciate you.
Coach Will Christian on Jacket Talk Overtime. Back in just a moment on LEB TV. We are back from Buzz Cuts in downtown Lebanon. We're going to take a little bit of a musical, tactical switch here with Lebanon band director Aaron Stewart. Thanks for joining us, and another good fall for the Marching Jackets.
Yeah, we've had a great season, and I appreciate the opportunity to come and talk, and always happy to brag on our kids and spend time with the legend, Mr. Stubblefield.
You're too kind. Well, it's been competition the last couple of weeks. How's that gone?
3 weeks in a row, yeah, which is a busy chunk of the fall. We started on the first Saturday in October at the Valhalla Marching Festival down at Parkview High School, one of our favorite places to go. They put on a great day down there and just great facilities to march in. And it was a tough day. It was hot. I think the high was 88, 89, 90 degrees that day, which when you're putting on a full band uniform is a lot. But the kids really worked through it well and managed the heat. We didn't wear our full uniform for the first afternoon performance to help them get through that. And first time out, first time you march in a competition setting, it's different. It feels different. The crowd is there quiet as opposed to Friday nights where it's not quite so quiet. So it just feels different. It's always a thing that they have to manage that first time through. Made it to finals against some really tough competition. Ozark High School, just some others that are doing good things. Joplin, Carl Junction has really come on strong this year and has a great show. And went to finals and got 8th place in finals, which we were proud of for our first time out. And then following Saturday at Branson High School, another great place to play, another great venue. Had kind of a similar result. It was another hot day, got through prelims, and took home 8th place in finals. Some really tough bands. There's a band from Arkansas that came up that is making some noise nationally and has placed really well at some national level competitions from Van Buren, Arkansas. And then this past Saturday was our favorite trip to Carthage. We love the Maple Leaf Festival. We love to go down and march the parade. Took home first place in our class in the parade, which is always a good thing. And then went and had our prelim competition, much better weather for the kids, which was nice. It was good to be able to be in full uniform for the afternoon performance. Took first in our class in prelims, advanced to finals, and ended up in 3rd place in finals, which we were proud of. Again, another couple of really good bands ahead of us. But we did take home the sweepstakes trophy, which is the best combined parade and field show band. So not every band marches the parade. Those that do both are eligible for that sweepstakes award. And we've won that, I think, every year but one for the last 20 or so, which we're super proud of. So it's good to bring that one home again.
Probably not the same field of competitors each and every week, but I'm sure you see some of the same bands at those different festivals.
We do, and that's one of the hard things to manage. It's one of the hard things to kind of get the kids to understand that we can have a really great run one week and get 8th place, and we could have basically the same run another week and get 2nd, 3rd, or 1st. It just depends on who we're up against, because this is not. It's not like athletics where you're in a conference or you're in a district and you kind of know. It's just up to who decides to go where each week. So yeah, that's tough. When you have bands that show up that just are really good, you've got to do your best and see where the leaves fall and try again the next week.
And different judges.
Yeah, and that's. I'm glad you brought that up, because that's probably the hardest thing about what we do, especially as you compare it to athletics. It's subjective. It's not who has the most points on the board at the end of the game. And it's not even direct competition. I tell the kids all the time that I compare what we do more to golf than any other sport, because in the game of golf, it's really you against the course. You're not actively competing against the other golfers. You're not trying to block their shots or, kick their ball off the tee or whatever. You're up against the course, and whoever shoots the best on the course is the winner. Well, that's very similar to what we do. We're just trying to go out and march our best show, play the best music, and just do everything that we do at the best we can. And then we see how it shakes out. And you mentioned the judges. One group of judges may love what we do and really be into it, and then the next week maybe we have some judges with some different opinions, and that's nothing that we can control. We just have to go out and execute what we have planned and the technique that we've asked the kids to do at the best of our abilities, and we see where we fall.
Always enjoy the performances, and great to visit with you. Thank you.
Thank you, Kevin. Appreciate it.
That's Aaron Stewart from the Lebanon Marching Yellow Jackets. Ramsey's back with more in just a moment on LEB TV.
How much has your bank paid you? We've paid our Kasasa account holders more than $7 million since 2017. Open an account in minutes to get in on the earnings today.
Today, we're sitting down with 3 of our Lebanon marching band members. Guys, want to go ahead and introduce yourselves?
I'm Evan.
Evan what?
McSorley.
Evan McSorley.
Kara Dameron.
Kara with an H, Dameron. Yes. And?
Hannah Martin.
All right, guys. Well, thank you for coming in and kind of putting yourselves out there and having a little fun with us. We've grown this each week and brought in students from across different activities and sports and all that. So we were excited to have the opportunity to have the band kids come in and just chat. Obviously, you guys are in band. Tell us a little bit about what you do in the band, maybe a little bit of your history. Evan, start.
I play the tuba, the big sousaphone.
Wait, it's a sousaphone? I said saxophone earlier. It's a
sousaphone, yeah. So
sousaphone.
The instrument that we march with is called a sousaphone.
But it looks like a tuba.
Right. It's the one that wraps around us.
Okay.
Just holding down the low notes. I got the chance to play a solo this year, which was a lot of fun.
Give us your lowest note right now. There you go. All right. Okay, cool. And anything else before I interrupt you again?
I don't think so.
Awesome. So Evan plays the sousaphone. A lot of folks would think it's a tuba, right? Fair statement, but
they're interchangeable.
Okay.
I play the flute and concert band, but I'm a drum major for marching season.
Okay, so concert band, you in concert band as well? Is everybody pretty much a marching band and a concert band participant, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so drum major, you said. Tell us about that because you're in charge, right?
It's a lot of fun. You get to conduct the band and just work with everyone. And we work with the directors a lot, talking about like what we need to work on and how to help the band, give them cues and stuff so they feel more confident on the field.
Cool. So gives you you're really getting some leadership skills, getting the opportunity to understand what it's like to be in charge. But obviously we've got the directors, Mr. Stewart and others that kind of help you guys out. But I bet you're their next line, and that's pretty cool, huh?
Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
Awesome. How long have you been in band?
6 years. This is my second year as drum major.
Second year as drum major, 6 years. So you are a junior, right?
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. So you're not done yet.
No.
You got a whole other year of early morning practices and band camps and participation and all that stuff, right?
Oh, yeah. I'm excited.
Awesome. And Hannah?
I play the flute, and I also got the chance to do the opening solo of our show this year.
Awesome. So tell us about doing a solo. What was that like?
It was really scary at first because I'm not very good at doing things in front of like large crowds.
You weren't. Now you are.
Kind of. I still cry, but
like, are we talking like full on cry?
Like full on cry.
Like,
I think after the first time I played my solo, like in front of a crowd, I came off that platform sobbing. But it was really cool playing a solo. At first, I wasn't like too into it because I didn't think I was gonna get it. I did audition just basically for fun. But whenever I got it, I kind of like fell in love with being the one person that you can hear on the field.
Oh wow, yeah.
And it was really cool. Even though the solo's at the beginning and it like everybody comes in during that time, you still get like that 2 minutes of fame when you're just standing up there without a hat and everybody else has a hat on.
I got you. So I'm going to be honest. I don't know a ton. I know I enjoy hearing the band and what it adds to the atmosphere. And I know you guys work your tails off. You're a senior as well, right?
Yes.
So you're kind of winding down. We'll get into a little bit of what's going to happen later, but just kind of give the folks watching an idea of what it's like, what the commitment to the band is like, because there's a lot of hours, a lot of time, a lot of commitment, a lot of extracurricular stuff, but also it's worth it, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Give me something to kind of help people relate and understand to that.
Well, so obviously we have morning rehearsal every single day. We come in an hour earlier than everybody else, and we're, every other day we're in for almost 3 hours for rehearsal. And then we come in Tuesday nights. During the summer, we have 2 weeks of commitment for our freshmen. We've got more for our drumline. We've got more. it's a lot of time, but it's so worth it. In October especially, it pays off.
Yeah, because October really kicks off, and I know Mr. Stewart talked with Kevin about it, but October kicks off like competition season, right? And parade season.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Competitions or parades?
Competitions, 100%.
Competitions. Okay, so Kara, tell us, kind of touch on what he talked about, or give us an idea of what that commitment's like and what the reward is for it, or help someone understand, like, yeah, on paper, time, it looks like a lot, but the value and what you get out of it is something to be, folks want.
For me, it's just the feeling of standing in front of the band and like knowing that all of you guys are so proud of each other and you've worked so hard to make a 7-minute show.
Right.
Like starting from nothing, coming into band camp, that's usually the first time they see the music and they have to memorize all their drill.
Right.
It's just a long process, but it's so worth it.
So you guys don't know what, and help me understand this so we can say it correctly, but the performance or the theme, I guess, is that what's the word for what you do each fall? Like
It's our show.
Your show. Okay. So your show, some folks don't know it until they start band camp in August.
Yeah.
But a few of you do. I'm sure a drum major knows because you probably have to be prepared. And is there like, the drum major would be equivalent to a captain on a football team, but is there multiple like captains that are the leaders that everybody kind of rallies behind? How does that work?
Yeah, so this year we had 3 drum majors. Cooper Williams and Gannon Lund were the other 2.
Okay.
And so the 3 of us work together, and then we also have section managers.
Okay.
So they help lead each section.
Okay. Well, that's pretty cool. And like I said, I want to learn because we want to be able to talk about you guys. And, this year we've made a conscious effort to level up the halftime, our end of showing what you guys do. And it's really cool because, you've got Worson up there with the drone flying around, and we're dialing in the audio so that folks get a much better sound of what you guys do. And so for us, it's been really neat and being able to sit down like this. Give me a favorite band memory.
For me, it was actually last Saturday.
Okay.
I had the chance to play the solo. It's actually a duet with my little brother, which is really, it's really special. And so being able to like play my final competition, and we changed up the choreography for it a little bit. We hugged at the end of the solo. It was good. I'll always remember that.
That's cool.
Same for me. Last Saturday at Carthage, just doing the final cutoff for the band and turning around, taking my bow in front of the crowd, and then you can just see everyone in the band smiling, and it's just a good feeling.
You guys have had some incredible support along the way, and you've mentioned the directors and your mentors in that end, but just tell us, anybody else you want to thank, anybody you want to give a shout out to before we get done?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, my family's been there every step of the way, hearing me sound like a dying cow practicing my tuba at first, but they've been just there for me the entire way. And then also like our like lesson teachers and people that we brought in, Mr. Reether, very famous in this community. He came in hours that he didn't have to help me. So I'm really appreciative of that.
Gotcha.
For sure, family is always there for me. My grandpa was the one who got me into music and really helped me a lot. And just the directors for staying there after school, before school, helping us in every way they can.
All right. Hannah?
My brothers were big supporters of me. They were in band in their high school because they went to Lebanon too. And hearing them practice, definitely whenever they sounded awful at the beginning, and then they had to hear me sound awful too. But it really gave me motivation because I saw what they could do, and it really brought it out of me.
So you don't just pick up an instrument and sound amazing?
No, there's no possible way you can do that.
Well, cool. Well, guys, we admire what you're doing, and we sure support you in any way we can. And I know Lebanon's got a rich history, and it just continues to exceed expectations. So awesome. Well, Evan, Kara with an H, but a C.
K.
Okay. Kara with a K and an H, and Hannah. Thank you guys for sitting down with us and chatting and giving us a little behind-the-scenes look into band and what you guys do. We appreciate it.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
awesome.
Thank you.
Go Jackets.
Go
Jackets.
All right, Jacket Nation, before we wrap up, huge thanks to everyone for tuning in, and a huge shout out to our sponsors, Ginger Wellness, Mid-Missouri Bank, and Mercy Hospital Lebanon. You all make Jacket Talk possible.
Yep, couldn't do it without you. And don't forget, catch Jacket Talk Overtime Friday morning for even more coverage. And we'll be back next Thursday at 10 with another episode.
Until then, stay loud, stay proud, and as always, go Jackets.
And someone, give me my tacos.
Welcome to Jacket Talk on LEB TV.